will heaven be boring? Our belief that heaven will be boring, and I hear this from people all the time, so I'll make this statement, betrays a heresy. And that's that God is boring. I think if you realize that heaven is God's place, and it's the person whose place it is that determines the nature of the place. So the happiest place on earth is Mickey's place, right? Yeah, Disneyland, Disney World, California Adventure, whatever. So you go there, and it's this happy place, and people smile, and you've got Mickey and all of the characters on your mind, and this is this happy place. And heaven, which is the place of God, must be terribly boring. What does that tell us about what we think about God? Wow. What's true is that our desires for pleasure and the experience of joy come directly from God's hand. You and I would not desire pleasure if God had not put a mechanism in us, created in His image, to desire pleasure. It came from God. Satan did not create our desire for pleasure. He did not create our love of laughter. God created our love of laughter. How do we know that? Because God's our creator. It didn't come from nowhere, it came from somewhere, right? God designed and gave us our taste buds, adrenaline, sex drives, and the nerve endings that convey pleasure to our brains. A reason that people assume heaven is boring, even some Christians assume heaven is boring, is because their Christian lives are boring. And that's not God's fault. God calls us to follow Him in an adventure that should put us on the edge of life. He's infinite in His creativity, His goodness, His beauty, and His power. So if we're experiencing the invigorating stirrings of God's Spirit and trusting Him to fill our lives with divine appointments, experiencing the childlike delights of His gracious daily kindnesses to us, then we'll know that God is exciting and heaven is exhilarating. People who love God crave His companionship. To be in His presence will be the very opposite of boredom.